Good morning, everybody. Today is November the 9th, and we're talking about a very important topic today, disability insurance. And so I'm very excited that each and every one of you decided to show up to get this information, to learn more from one of our ABC members. My man, Mr. Kevin Marquez, is going to be talking about disability insurance today. If there's anyone in the room who does not know who I am, my name is Melvin Coleman. I'm the president and CEO of the Atlanta Black Chambers. And this topic does fall under our Financial Services Committee, as the Financial Services Committee covers everything related to finance, personal finance as well as business, and definitely insurance and different forms of insurance, and definitely disability insurance. I know how important this particular product is. And so again, I'm definitely glad that each and every one of you showed up to hear what our brother, Mr. Kevin Marquez, has to say today. And Kevin, I'm going to let you greet everyone and then bring up your PowerPoint presentation, and then we'll jump right into everything that you have to share today.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being in attendance so I can share some information with you all about disability insurance and how it can affect your business in a good and a bad way. And I want to explain a few options that are out there that's available for everyone as a business owner.
Yeah.
All right.
And let's make sure that you can bring up that presentation. Okay. Yeah. Well, I see it, and then you can get it. Can you get it in presentation mode?
Yep. I'm ready now.
All right.
Well, how y'all doing? Welcome to All Things Keeping Your Business Strong, All Things Disability by Architects Business and Financial Services. The first thing I want to do is tell you the why. Talk about each element of disability that we're going to discuss today. Why disability insurance? Disability insurance is also known as income protection. So disability insurance provides you with a certain percentage of your income when you get hurt or you become ill and you cannot perform your regular working duties. When we look at some stats, I'm a numbers guy, so I'm gonna run everything down to y'all by the numbers. As you can see, the first point, 1 in 4 people will become disabled during their working years. Almost 90% of long-term disabilities are caused by illness. Accidents only make up about 10%. So that's the two ways you become disabled between it's either gonna be an accident or an illness. 83% of Americans prioritize protecting their family if they couldn't work, yet only 26% understand disability insurance. And 68% of Americans worry about not having enough to cover living expenses due to an unexpected event. So that's why disability insurance is important. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is critical illness insurance, and I'm going to give you the why for critical illness insurance. Critical illness insurance is coverage for the unexpected. 52.9% of Americans have a high deductible healthcare plan, which leaves you with out-of-pocket costs after you go to the doctor for any kind of critical illness that you may be diagnosed with. About $650 million is raised by medical GoFundMe campaigns annually, but only 1 out of 10 people reach their financial goals when they open up these GoFundMe campaigns. 66% of all U.S. bankruptcies are tied to medical issues, so people not being able to pay their medical bills due to some serious condition or diagnosis often causes them to file bankruptcy, and they lose a lot of the things that they work hard for. 56% of Americans don't have savings to cover an unexpected $1,000 expense. And that may sound like a surprise, but a lot of people, are in a jam when they get an emergency that costs $1,000 if it's due to an illness such as a critical illness. All right, you have 44% of insured Americans are worried about being unable to cover their health insurance deductible. The median cost of hospitalization from a heart attack is more than $53,000. And patients experience the highest out-of-pocket costs in the first 1 to 3 months after being screened and diagnosed with cancer. So that's the reason why critical illness insurance is important. The next thing I want to talk to you about is a topic that many people might be familiar with and some people might not be. It's called life insurance with living benefits. So living benefits, life insurance keeps you focused on being healthy. A stroke occurs every 40 seconds in the United States, and 1 out of 2 men and 1 out of 3 women will develop cancer in their lifetime. 1 out of 2 adults will have at least one chronic illness, and the average length of a disability is about 7 years. And going back to what we said about critical illness, 2 out of 3 households that are filed for personal bankruptcy will due to medical problems. So we're going to get right into disability. Okay, disability comes in 2 forms. It comes in short-term and long-term disability. First, we'll talk about short-term disability. Short-term disability is available for business owners, employees, or as for employee groups. So if you have a small business that has employees, you can also offer a small short-term disability to the employees. So in case anything happens to them, whether it be an accident or sickness, they can receive 60% of their income until they're able to get back to work. All right, short-term disability insurance comes with multiple waiting periods. The waiting period means how long you have to be disabled until the benefits pay. And we have a waiting period from 0 days, which means you get paid immediately. 7 days is 1 week, 14 days, 2 weeks. You have 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. The longer the benefit period, the less expensive the disability insurance is, and the shorter the waiting period, the more it will cost. But it just depends on what you feel that you might need for your situation. All right. You have multiple benefit periods. The benefit periods range from 13 weeks to 2 years. So that'll cover a short-term disability from 13 weeks to 2 years if you are still sick for an extended amount of time and you can't return back to work. All right, we also have term coverage that ranges from 5 to 30 years until age 65. And the reason why it's to age 65, because once you reach 65, you get disability from the government or Social Security. You qualify for Social Security disability benefits. And as I said before, the short-term disability can replace 60% of your income. And sometimes I can get it up to 70%. We can get you qualified for up to 70%. And it's covered for on and off the job, accident, and sickness. All right, long-term disability, I'm going to talk about 2 products that I feature, 2 of my featured products that's real good for long-term disability. The first one is Safeguard 360. Safeguard 360 is for anybody that's 50 years old and under. Safeguard 360 is like a 3-in-1 benefit plan. You get a guaranteed death benefit. You get long-term care benefit, which is uses 50% of the death benefit. And you also get income protection, which is disability payout. The disability payment is based on the amount that you choose. It can be the $5,000 a month that you can get paid while you're out on disability, but the disability benefit will not take away from the death benefit. So to make it a little clearer, just say if you have a $100,000 policy, the $100,000 can be used as a death benefit if you die. $50,000 of it can be used for long-term care if you get too old and you need long-term care. And then you also can get a disability benefit that does not touch that death benefit at all. So if you, whatever beneficiaries that you have, they will still get access to some portion of the death benefit if you was to pass away while you have the Safeguard 360. And the Safeguard 360 is long-term disability. So you have to wait 6 months. That's the waiting period. So if you still disabled after 6 months, that's when your long-term disability kicks in, and it gives you a 5-year maximum benefit period. All right, another form of long-term disability that I offer is Century Plus, and this one is for people from ages 18 to 60, and they have 5 and 10-year benefit periods to age 65, and it also has 5 and 10-year benefit periods to age 67 for some self-employed occupations. The waiting periods are 30, 60, 90, 100, and 365 days, and you can get covered up to 68% of your income with the Century Plus. All right, the next form of disability income protection, it's called business overhead expense. Now, a lot of business owners are not familiar with business overhead expense. The business overhead expense insurance is used to cover the everyday expenses of running your business. It can cover fixed term financial obligations or business loans, and it can also fund the purchase of a disabled owner's interest in the business. So the way business overhead insurance works, if you out on disability, you will pay your bills and operating expenses for your business as you normally would, but you submit your receipts to the insurance company and they give you a reimbursement for the bills that you pay. And the reason why it works that way is because the insurance proceeds are meant specifically to keep your business running. So they want to make sure that you're using the funds to pay for your business to keep your business running by paying your business expenses. You have 30, 60, and 90-day waiting period for business overhead expense, and you have 12, 18, and 24-month benefit period. So you can get paid up to 24 months if you have to be out that long with your disability. All right, next we'll talk about critical illness insurance. The critical illness insurance is for people age 18 through 70. And we have two underwriting processes. The simplified underwriting is for $5,000 to $75,000 benefits amounts. And the full underwriting is from $75,001 to $500,000. Now, the way critical illness insurance works, you get a lump sum benefit. So whatever benefit that you feel comfortable paying for, whatever's in your budget, from $5,000 to $500,000, that's what you would get in a lump sum as soon as you are diagnosed with a critical illness. And the critical illnesses include heart attack, stroke, cancer, kidney failure, major organ transplant, advanced Alzheimer's disease, paralysis, coma, coronary artery bypass surgery, and angioplasty. So you may have a history in your family of some of these critical illnesses, so it'd be a good idea to get covered if that's if that's part of your family history, because you never know, it might get passed down to you, and you may be facing that situation one day. The critical illness insurance also gives multiple payouts. As long as each diagnosis is 6 months apart, then you'll keep getting paid whatever benefit amount that you choose. Now, you have to have critical illness insurance policy for 30 days in order for it to pay. So I can give y'all like a little testimony on one of my clients that I had, is one of my former colleagues. She called me and inquired about getting a critical illness insurance policy, but she took 3 weeks to actually get it. On the 25th day of her being enrolled into the policy, she went to the doctor. They found a lump in her breast. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, but she couldn't get the $75,000 lump sum benefit because she waited too long to get the policy. If she'd had it for 5 more days, she could have got the $75,000 and wouldn't have to worry about paying bills or anything while she was going through her treatments. All right, the critical illness insurance also comes with what's called a return of premium feature. So just say, for instance, you have a critical illness policy and you pay on it for 10 years, and over 10 years, you've invested $7,000 into the policy. If you die from anything other than a critical illness that's listed on the list above, then you get all the premiums back. Your beneficiary will get all the premiums back. So it's not like you'll be paying for it for nothing. So either you're going to get the benefit or you'll get your money back. And there also are optional riders available to add extra benefits to the critical illness insurance plan. All right, next, I want to talk to you about living benefits life insurance. All right, this is life insurance that protects you and who you love. So the way living benefits works is if you get diagnosed with any critical illness, or if you get into any type of car accident or have a critical injury that allows you not to be able to perform the 6 daily living functions, like bathing, clothing, eating, and dressing yourself, and everything like that, you can file a claim with the insurance company, and you can get up to 50% of the face amount of your life insurance policy advanced to you during the time while you're ill, where you can just focus on getting healthy and not have to worry about paying bills or worrying about how you're going to have to survive while you are recovering. So you still get a guaranteed death benefit from the living benefits life insurance, and you can get the benefits accelerated if you have a term policy or a permanent policy. The only difference between the term and the permanent policy is going to give you a cash value accumulation that you can use for emergency. If you get in a jam, you can pull that money out of your policy and take care of your business right now. And then you can always go back and increase the policy later to the original amount. And the cash value accumulation is available through policy loans and withdrawals. And the term policies are convertible. So what I mean by that is, with the term policies, conversion, just say if you have a 30-year term policy, when that policy turns 25 years old, you have from the 25th year to the 30th year to convert that term to permanent insurance. And when you convert it to permanent insurance, the permanent insurance will allow you to start building up some cash value, but it will also give you the quote at the age that you were when you got the term. So let's just say if you're 30 years old and you get a term, it may cost you $50 a month. And the permanent insurance at that same age may cost $150. So 25 years down the line, you will still get the price that you would have got if you was 25 years younger when you first got the term. So that's how the life and living benefits insurance works. All right, I want to kind of paint a little picture for you all. How this works. Give you the scenario. All right. All right. We're gonna take. Hold up. All right, we're gonna take Denise. Denise is 41 years old. She's married and she has 2 school-age daughters. All right. She is a teacher making $58,000 annually and has a high deductible healthcare plan. All right. So Denise has been diagnosed with a critical illness. We can say cancer. It can be kidney failure. It could be an organ transplant. All right. The out-of-pocket cost, the maximum out-of-pocket cost for her health coverage was $18,200. So she has to pay that before the insurance starts to pay for her cancer critical illness diagnosis. All right. She has $2,500 in her health savings account. So when she uses the $2,500 in the health savings account, she still has a bill of $15,700. All right. Now she needs to calculate her replacement funds because she's going to take 3 months to recover. So for 3 months of recovery time, she has to have enough money for 3 months of income, which is $14,500. Her monthly expenses for 3 months, her rent and her mortgage, is $4,500. Credit card payments for 3 months are $675, and her car loans and other debts total $1,200. So if you look at both side totals, the $15,700 and the $20,875 from her monthly bills and expenses, that's total expense that she would have to come out of pocket with of $36,575. But if she had a critical illness insurance policy with a $70,000 lump sum benefit amount, she would walk away free and clear with $33,425, and that would only cost her $63.42 a month. Then on top of that, she would also get a disability benefits based on 60% of her income of $58,000. That would total up to be $87,000, and the $87,000 would mean she would walk away with a little more than $42,000 in a 3-month period. So she can kick back and just focus on getting well and being healthy, and don't have to worry about rushing back to work because she have enough financial backing to sit back and go to work when it's the best time for her to go to work instead of being forced to go back to work. And then also, if Denise had the living benefits life insurance, she can also file a claim on the living benefits life insurance and get 50% of whatever the policy amount is and add that to the pot with the $42,000. So she'll be in great shape instead of having to come out of her pocket with $36,575. All right. This is end of the presentation. This is my call to action. My contact information is here. I'm Kevin Marquez. My phone number is 404-465-1954. My email address is financialservices@accutaxinc7.com. That's one way to contact me. And if you look to the right, this barcode right here, this QR code is a QR code for a pre-application questionnaire for disability insurance. So if you are interested in seeing what you qualify for disability insurance, you would scan that QR code. It's going to take you to a pre-application that's going to get sent to my main office. Then the main office will send you an application back for you to sign. And all the application is saying is that you're trying to see what you qualify for. And once we combine all the plans that you will qualify for, we will set up a Zoom meeting with you to discuss your options and see if you want to move forward with actually purchasing the disability insurance policy.
Kev, I want to say, I mean, you came armed with information today, and which is actually education, because I was definitely educated, and I'm sure some of the other folks were, and that's why they came in, because they want to be informed and educated about this. I want to take a minute to recognize everybody who came into this session. Every topic is not, all what you call sexy, or, like we had AI, like I think last week or whenever, and, it was like, oh, everybody wants to know about AI, but hey, you don't think this is important too, right? So thank each and every one of you for being in this session. This is real real information that is necessary for us. So yeah, I want to get all that out of the way before, you know, we get into some Q&A. And so, like I said, you had a lot of great information, man. And there are probably a couple of slides we're gonna have to go back to.
Okay.
I think you know, one of the sisters in the session was like that example you gave, that real life example that you just laid out, man.
Yes.
Everybody could relate to that. That was so relatable. So we're gonna open it up, especially in a group this size. We can get into it. Anybody wants to unmute and you have a question for Kevin. If anybody wants to do that now, that by all means do that. And you can unmute if you have a question for Kevin. If you can't unmute, let me make sure. Yeah, you all right. Okay. So Kev, I wanted to point out one of the first things that you said, man, was that 90% of the time it's an illness and not an accident. I don't know that everybody, you know, was like thinking along those lines unless they really have a personal experience. But that, again, that's just another point. Yeah, I'll let you respond to that.
Yeah, so it's just you know, sometimes we just don't think about disability at all, because most small business owners we start our businesses with our own personal savings, but we just never think about when any of those things happen. I mean, if you live long enough, eventually something is gonna happen. So it's better to be prepared than to not be prepared, because you know, a lot of people lose their business for things like this. Like we went to the first slide when we talked about the high percentage of bankruptcies that's caused by medical debt. So it's just something good to have, especially for business owners, to keep your business afloat while you can't actually participate in the operation of your business yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as I am going through my notes and questions and things that I took away from the presentation, if anybody had anything, just unmute and we'll get you in. So the other thing you said, Kevin, was like, if you know you have a family history of something, you can actually plan. You can be real smart about this, man, and position yourself to be better off as opposed to worse off. So that was another great point that you brought out about what people can. Hey, if you got a family history of something, you know, hey, you're great at risk. You can go ahead and kind of take care of that.
Yep, because once it's too late, it's too late. Once you get diagnosed, nobody's gonna cover you. So it's better to get it. And I mean, these plans don't cost. It's not very expensive, but I mean, like the example showed, for $36, what that was for $60 a month, $63 a month, the lady was able to get $70,000. So when she got that lump sum benefit, I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense to pay the $63 a month to make sure that you can be relaxed while you're trying to recover. Because I can just imagine somebody having a critical illness diagnosis, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, or cancer, and they can't focus on getting the treatments that they need to recover because they're worrying about paying bills or getting put out their house or losing their business or something like that. That has to be a lot of stress that can be added on to somebody that can, you know, pretty much run you crazy while you're going through that life event.
Absolutely. And so
hey, brother Melvin.
Yes,
Demond Crump here. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, brother. Good to have you in the session. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I just want to say to Brother Marquez, man, awesome presentation, brother. Very, very crystal clear. And I look forward to you connecting with our team, man, for your services, because I can see a lot of this we can benefit from. So I look forward to connecting with you and our team as well.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I had one more, which is really got my attention. So you were talking about how you have a term policy, and I always knew you could convert, but I somewhere in this whole thing, I never heard where you could get the quote at the original age when you started the term. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Because
yeah.
you know the difference between if you get insurance, if you get insurance when you're 25 years old compared to when you're 55 years old, that's going to be a big old difference. It might quadruple. The price might be more than quadruple. So that's why the term is good too, because at the time you might not be able to afford the permanent life insurance because it costs more. But then when the term runs out, you might get to the point that where you don't want to lose your insurance at all because it's going to be more expensive if you get it. And all you got to do is just convert it. And an insurance company will send you a notice when you get into your conversion period. So it let you know that your conversion period started, and they give you the last date that you can convert it. That way you can keep the insurance for your whole life. And then the permanent insurance will cover you up to age 121. Now, if you live to be 121, that'd be good. I'll be glad for you, but that's to make sure that you cover for your whole life up to age 121.
Absolutely. Okay. Hey man, those were the key takeaways for me. Like I said, that was some real education in there. And I see you have your contact slide up. You gave your contact information. So I want to thank the attendees again. If nobody has a question for you now, perhaps they will hit you up later. But yeah, this is a very important topic, and so we probably need to really, I think we'll look at how we go include this session in one of our events, Kevin, something where we have a breakout session on this or something, but that'll happen in the future. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Hey, if everybody's good, again, thank you all, and thank you, Kevin, for our session on disability insurance.
And thank everybody for attending, and reach out to me if y'all have any questions.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Have a great day, everyone.